Alright, today we are going to be installing some Rek Gen mud flaps on 2015 WRX. It came with all the parts you need, plenty of screws and washers in here, and also QR code for instructions. So this video will basically be following the instructions they provide. Alright, we're going to start in the front, so you're going to need your mud flap. I have a pair of pliers and a screwdriver so I can get the push clips out that are already in there. Some sort of screwdriver. This one works really well because we're nice and close to the tire, so there's not room for a big long screwdriver like this. You need 4 short screws, 1 long screw, a spacer, small washer, 4 big washers, this L bracket, and these little clip things. So your first step is going to be taking off all these factory push clips here. There's 1, 2, 3, and then there's also one on the bottom. Alright, don't worry about the push clips. You can destroy them. You're not putting them back in. You're putting screws in anyways. Next, we're going to pull this liner out of the way a little bit. That just kind of pops out. Ooh, there's an old leaf in here. Anyways, and then we're going to put the plastic clips on over this. We're going to put the part that sticks out in the back. I'm just going to put them over all of these holes. So 1, 2, and 3, and then also the bottom one. I'll show you that one last. So for the bottom one you popped off, this L bracket is going to fit under it, kind of like this. So I'm going to put this plastic clip on the bottom of this right away. Alright, it should look like this, and now we're going to install this piece. So all we're going to do is we're going to pull this down, and then this will be able to fit up under here. And eventually those holes will line up. It's going to take a little bit of wiggling around. Once you get those two lined up, mine aren't quite lined up yet, you'll have that piece sticking out in the front, sort of. So to show you what it'll look like, there's that lined up in this bottom hole. And then out in front, we have the clip sitting right there between this cover and the colored piece down here. So now that we got all these plastic black clips installed, all we want to do is kind of push the cover back into place, because we kind of popped it out a little bit when we were first putting these in. Alright, so here's our mud flap. It's going to go in just like this. So what we're going to do is we're going to have the long screw go in this hole. This is the longest. It's going to get a big washer. And it's going to be in that hole. And then we have 3 more little screws. I'm just going to get this lined up. And they're all going to go in these. There's this little black spacer, and this is going to go on the other side of this hole. We'll do this in just 1 second. First, we're going to take 1 small screw and the small washer. This is going to go on the bottom. So where we're putting that L bracket in, all we're going to do is go ahead and screw in that small bolt there. Alright, so here is the mud flap all set up. There's where that spacer goes. And then we're just going to go ahead and put this in here. One of mine fell off. And I would just start with that bottom one and screw that one with the spacer in first. Alright, so I got this one in most of the way. These are all pretty loose yet. I just kind of started them by hand, so I'm going to go ahead and screw those in. This is where this little short screwdriver, Allen wrench shaped, really comes in handy. Alright, so here we are in the rear then. This one's even easier than the front. As you can tell, we got way less pieces. For one side, you need this white thing, small screw, and a push clip. First thing we're going to do is snap this white thing into place, and it's going to go right in here. Pop. Boom. Done. Next, if you have a push clip right here, you need to take that one out. Then all we're going to do is slide this metal lip here, kind of under the edge of the blue plastic. I like to start from the bottom and kind of work my way up from there. Alright, and then you're just going to have to look to make sure this eventually lines up with the hole. Oop, there it is. Not focusing very well. And what's going to go in there is the push clip. So just go ahead and pop that push clip all the way in. And this is kind of hard, and I'm going to go ahead and take my second hand here. Alright, so it should go in that far, and then all you have to do is just push the rest of it in. Alright, so you got that pushed flat. Then we'll go ahead and go under to where we installed the little white thing. And just put that little screw in. Make sure this is lined up. Through the metal clip. Then through the white piece. Then you go ahead. Get it started with your hand, and then go ahead and take a screwdriver to it. And tighten it the rest of the way. And once you got that screwed all the way in, go ahead, take a walk through and check all of your screws. Make sure they're nice and tight. And then you are all set. Congratulations on your new mud flaps.